handed vision, not letting other people kind of intercede for you.
Mm-hmm. And then the final title is Atlas Shrugged. We know from Greek mythology there is a figure of Atlas who is holding up the world. Now, what does it mean to hold up the world? And what happens if Atlas were ever to let go, if he were to actually shrug the world from his shoulders? That's what that novel is about.
It really sets in motion a lot of questions for people when they read the book. And some of those you just indicate. Who's Atlas? Who's really creating the values in society? Who are the heroes? And in our culture, we have a very clear view of what heroes are. A lot of people would say someone like Mother Teresa is a hero.
Right.
And Ayn Rand's vision of what a hero is the farthest thing from Mother Teresa, and yet it's still different from what people think an individualist, egoist type character would be. I mean, she sings the praises of an industrialist, an inventor, a railroad
a composer, a banker,
a philosopher.
Yeah. So she's writing about people that are actually accomplishing a fair bit, but in her view, these are what normal people should be like. Yet they're anything but normal people. And what would happen if what we view as Atlases, what happens if they shrug?
And what would be the reasons for them to do that? There's a real mystery in this story, and I wanted to touch on that because as much as it is a projection of heroes, it isn't a simplistic morality tale in the way that if you've read morality tales, there's stock characters. These are people you'd want to meet. Right. And you get enmeshed in their lives and their adventures, and it is an exciting book. I mean, I recently reread it, and I could not put it down. And I've read it a few times, which just says there's something inherently captivating about the storytelling, the suspense, the questions that I know the answer to as having someone who's read it before, but yet the logic of it pulls you in, and then the dynamism of these characters and what obstacles they face and how they face up to those. But in the end, it leaves you with a positive of what is just a vision of the human spirit that is you cannot find elsewhere in a story that weaves that into every detail and subplot. And it's an experience. I mean, it's not like reading, there are certain books you read and you toss away, you won't remember them. This is a book that will alter your view, will make you question things about your life, what's good and bad in life, good and evil, and the people around you.
And not just raise the questions. I mean, I think this is a really important point, is if she just raised the questions, I think that would be intriguing. But it's more than intriguing, it's inspiring, and it's something that a lot of people, when they report, I read Atlas Shrugged and it changed my life in this way or that way, they can explain to you why that is. So that the novel actually raises questions for them, but Rand, through that novel, provides answers. She provides her view of what a correct moral code entails. And by presenting that what sounds like a very abstract set of ideas, actually shows you how it applies to one's life and how one can how one can change course if one chooses to.
Yeah, I mean, the way I remember the experience reading it as a teenager is it holds up for you a world and what it could be. And it says to you, you could achieve this. Yep. It's within your means, and this is what a good society could look like. And this is, I mean, it's a